Here I thought I would talk about a book that I've been recently reading and taking notes through. It's called An Introduction to Harmonic Analysis by Katznelson. This book was given to me as, I guess, a gift, you can call it. My thesis advisor was retiring, and he had a bunch of books in his office that he no longer needed or wanted, and so he gave me a couple of them. This one was one of them because it was about harmonic analysis, and I wanted to learn more about the subject. The book is also pretty short. You can see it's only it's somewhere between 200 and 300 pages. I'm not entirely sure how many it is. I know it's less than 300, but more than 200. And I've been reading it and taking notes over it, which is kind of one of my biggest problems as a student, is that I like to start new things and then not finish them and then start a new thing. I have finished some of the projects I've started. Like whenever I read a book and take notes over it, I'm most likely going to finish because it's just something I like to do. For example, the Kolmogorov book, I've read this at least twice and taken notes over it once. And then from the big stack here, the calculus book, I remember taking notes over a really long time ago. I read through the whole thing. The Stein-Chikarchi book I read through all the way, took notes over. The Zygmunt book I did the same with. Haven't done this one, don't know if I will. Anyway, and then a bunch of these others I've also read through. But the harmonic analysis book is the one that I want to do right now because I'm going to take a class in the fall called Intro to Fourier Analysis. I'm not really sure what the difference is between harmonic analysis and Fourier. It might just be a name difference. And it's a little bit more than functional analysis, I think. It's more of like a subset, I would say, of functional analysis, but maybe I'm wrong. It's just when I read through the Kriesig book, it felt a little bit more general than what's in here. Like this is more of like a topic in functional analysis. We'll look at the table of contents. Maybe you want to buy a copy of the book for yourself. So I've read only chapter 1, Fourier series on T. T, by the way, is how he defines the unit circle. And then we have convergence of Fourier series, conjugate function, and functions analytic on the unit disk. Some familiar topics, hopefully. Interpolation of linear operators, Lucanary series, Fourier transforms on the line, Fourier analysis on locally compact abelian groups. There's Haar measures. I was reading about Haar measures on Wikipedia the other day. Commutative Banach algebras. Normally when I see people mix their algebra in with my analysis, it's going to be a rough time because I took a class in Real Analysis 2 about a year ago, and the instructor ended with something about abelian algebras, and I don't even remember. That's how confused I was. I don't even remember the topic. I just remember he started talking about algebras, and I thought, oh, I'm pretty good at algebra. I'm going to understand everything. And it was like one of the hardest things that he's ever taught, and I still don't understand it. I don't even think I found any good books on it. So maybe he was talking about this to some extent. I haven't read through this whole book, obviously. I'm just letting myself be surprised where Katznelson takes me. So maybe there'll be something in here that he talked about. But as far as notes go, I bought this printer paper, and I decided to take the notes on the printer paper. And I noticed that a lot of people in the comments section get irritated with me that I'm not using like an iPad or technology, like I'm a caveman learning in the Stone Ages. And to be honest, I do have an iPad and I could do all of those things. It's just I'm so used to doing it on pen and paper, and I like doing it on pen and paper, that I just stick with it. Plus I can actually hold it and feel it, and then if something happens to the iPad, then I'm kind of screwed. Unless I want to like email it to myself or upload it to some sort of online thing, which is doable. I'm not like I'm not a caveman. I understand the importance of living in the 21st century. It's just that there's just something so nice about working with pen and paper when you do mathematics. Plus, I was also kind of a budding artist when I was little. I don't want to claim to be an artist or anything. It's just, I really liked art, and I was always drawing something when I was small. So, that might be another reason why I like doing it this way. Anyway, I'm not going to show you all of my notes. I'll just show you a few pages. And I'll probably continue making these notes for tonight because my spring break, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but my spring break is pretty much over and I have to go into work tomorrow. And I don't dread the Monday morning work schedule. I don't really consider what I do work because I feel like it's time well spent while I'm in the PhD program. I like doing it. I like seeing my instructors. I like asking them questions, and I like teaching in front of my students. And I've also been working more on some of my research. I guess you could call it my research. Nothing's official yet, but I'm trying to solve the universal convex body problem. I don't know. I'm a bit scared to show people what I've been working on because usually when you do research, and this isn't true just for mathematicians. This is like wherever you go. If you ask people about their research, they get pretty quiet about it because they don't want essentially their ideas stolen. Because, I mean, imagine that you've been working on something for like 3 years, and then you're finally almost ready to publish, and then someone sees like the final step that you need to take, and then they just copy all your work and then just add that little bit at the end, and then they publish it, and then you're just out of luck for the last 3 years. So it is something to think about before you share. But anyway, that's pretty much what I've been working on. I should really focus more on studying for my qualifiers than doing this, but I'm hoping that something here will carry over with me when I take my quals in August. But we'll see. Anyway, this video is pretty short. I just wanted to show you about this book in case you wanted to pick it up for yourself. I'm going to take Harmonic or Fourier Analysis in the fall. I look forward to that class because it seems like a topic that I'd be really interested in. Anyway, that's all for today.